January 12, 1945. The invasion of Hitler's Reich begins. With a superiority of about 20-1, the Soviet army advances into East Prussia. The Nazi authorities prepare for the evacuation of the German population, but as soon as the German front is breached, panic takes over.
I was running around warning people not to put too much in the wagons. Yes, and then we cooked our last supper, and then we left the house and left it open because it was pointless to lock it, and that was that.
No time for goodbyes. Through snow and icy temperatures of -20 degrees, around 1 million civilians start off on a mass migration.
Side by side, people everywhere, in front and behind, horses.
Children, women, elderly and invalids. Now the war takes its toll. The Nazi functionaries have long since made their escape. The refugees can cover some 10 kilometers of road per day. The Red Army advances at 3 times this speed. Between the fronts, entire columns of refugees are overrun. The confrontation is ruthless.
And of course all the desperation, sorrow and hopelessness resulted in chaos.
By January 21st, 1945, East Prussia has been taken and occupied. There are only 2 ways to the west: by ship from Pilau in Königsberg or across the frozen lagoon behind the Vistula Spit. The trek across the lagoon takes 6 long weeks. There is no protection from low-flying Soviet strafers. Countless wagons break the ice and sink, taking their passengers with them into the sea. In February, the Red Army reaches Pomerania. The fate of those unable to escape in time is left in the hands of the occupiers.
We lived in constant fear. You didn't know when someone would come and say, "Come," and then you had to go, right? And if you tried to defend yourself, well, there was no one there to protect you, right? And if he decided to knock you off afterwards, it would be as if nothing had happened. We were practically outlaws.
The vast majority of Soviet soldiers leave the German civilians unmolested, but there is also rage and violence. During their advance, the Red Army soldiers had seen the traces of German crimes. Many had lost relatives, millions had died.
He who lives by the sword dies by the sword. The Germans attacked us first. What were we supposed to feel for them?
At war's end, the Allies decide to forcefully expel the remaining ethnic Germans from Pomerania, Silesia, East Prussia and the Sudetenland. This is how 14 million Germans lose their homeland, the consequences of a war that began on German soil. For many, the sense of loss will haunt them for decades.
As late as 1953-54, we still believed we would be going home one day, as a family. And only then did reality hit us. But also the acceptance of this reality. And still today with a wish of seeing it again.